and all our own individuals, you have a lot of diversity in those products that are being made. And you have a lot of diversity in those products that are being sold. So that in this store, you have this man being a capitalist selling his products. Whereas you may think shoes is what sells. Someone else may think hats what sells. But it's all because each individual is going to see their capitalistic view that makes profit totally different. And that's what makes capitalism unique in itself. Finally, capitalism is about, at its base, buying low and selling high. And again, the selling high doesn't have to be high. It just has to be higher than what you pay so that you make a profit. The idea of capitalism is profit. So that from the very base, when you started out with mercantilism, where you bought low and you sold high, once that idea became an idea of countries, became an idea of organizations, multi-conglomerates around the world, the base of that idea has not changed. It's an individual, whether it be the individual company, or the individual person, or the individual country, taking a product at a lower price and selling it for a profit. That is capitalism at its theory and its base. Socialism, on the other hand, embraces the idea of common ownership versus individual ownership. Socialism is a concept that advocates cooperation and cooperative management of all resources and the means to produce those resources. For example, in capitalism, when I had 12 people working for me to produce this product, and then I got this product produced cheap, and then I went out here and I sold this product for a profit. The profit that came from that came to me as a person, as an individual, as a capitalistic individual or entity. In the idea of socialism, the same thing happens. These 12 people produce this product. We take this product, we sell this product, but the profit that we get from this product is distributed back to all of us. Instead of just me, it's distributed among all of us. Because the concept is, it's not about the individual. It's a cooperative management. It's a cooperative idea of how we get things done, so that while I may be the boss, I can't do it without you. And because I can't do it without you, when the wealth comes in, I'm willing to share the wealth. That's the concept or idea of socialism. Socialism, from its origin, started out with the French Revolution and the Industrial Revolution. At this time in our world, we had a society where land was the primary wealth. And at this time, back in the early 1800s, the landowner was the money. The person who owned the land had the money. So it was the French call it the bourgeoisie. The haves had, the have-nots had not. And a lot of people had a problem with that, because you had this elite few that had everything, whereas you had everybody else struggling for just the crumbs. And that was the whole concept and reason behind the French Revolution, was the idea that we need a piece of this pie too. The bourgeoisie should not be the only ones that get everything while the rest of us just struggle. So that Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels wrote a book called The Communist Manifesto back in the 1880s. Forgive me for the exact date. And in the Communist Manifesto, one of the main things that they argued was this whole idea of, why is it the property owners have everything and nobody else has anything? Something about that to me doesn't seem right. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but the Communist Manifesto was that idea. It was the idea that, why is there haves and have-nots? We are all human. We all have hands, we all have feet, we all have eyes, we all have blood running through our veins. Why are they treated differently than I am? I am the same human being as they are. So that I can't control why I didn't get born to King Charles. I can't control why I got born to peasant Anne. But at the same time, am I not as important as a human that was born to peasant Anne as he was born to King Charles? And if you can embrace that idea, then you can embrace the idea that he is no better than I am, so why is he able to always live better than I am? And that is our idea of socialism in a nutshell, is the idea that back when socialism started, property was the controlling aspect, and the rich or the haves had it, and the have-nots struggled and suffered. And Marx believed that the capitalistic structure of the haves owning and running everything, while the have-nots starved and struggled and begged, was in some aspect unhuman. Because some kind of way, whether you can explain it or make a theory out of it, something about it just doesn't seem right, that human beings can be treated differently just because of who they were born to, when none of us have the capacity to decide who our parents are. And that was the basic concept of Marx and Engels when they wrote the Communist Manifesto. So right there you have the basis of socialism and capitalism. Capitalism is the individual growth of a person, where an individual can take something at a cheap price, sell it for a profit, gain wealth. Socialism, on the other side, is an idea where that same individual takes something, sells it for a profit, but he takes that profit and he shares with everybody that helped him make that profit. And that is the basic concepts and theoretical ideas of socialism and capitalism in its theoretical concepts. In America, we go about socialism and capitalism a little different. In America, we add politics to the economic concepts of socialism and capitalism. In America, while we still have it as an economic structure, capitalism and socialism, we also have it as a very important political connection. And because we add in that political connection, it alters the concepts altogether. Why? Because when you add politics to the theoretical aspects, you cannot keep the aspects pure, because politics is a situation in which you are pushing